Okay, so I have around 3 to 3.5 hours to check out from this hotel room, and I have an idea to create a short film within the time that I have right now. My bag or my luggage are already packed, so I think I can finish this short film in 3 to 3.5 hours. And the short film will be around 3 minutes. So I guess I have good amount of time to work on it. And for this project, I'll be using Invideo AgentOne. And I'm sure it's going to be a good experience to see how Invideo AgentOne performs. And will I be able to make this short film of 3 minutes in just 3 to 3.5 hours. So let's get to the laptop and let's get started. Oh, by the way, by the end of this walkthrough video, I will add the complete 3 minute short film. So if you are interested, you can go ahead and stay till the end of this video to watch the exact 3 minute short film that I'll create. So let's begin. So here we are inside our Invideo account. We have the agent mode right now up here. So here I'm going to enter the basic story that I'm planning, and then I'll enter the complete sequence. I do have my story very clear. I do have my sequences of events in the story very clear. So I'm just going to feed that in AgentOne and let's see how everything goes. And I'll keep updating you as I am going through with the AgentOne to create this short film. So let's dive in. So let me start typing few things here and then we will go forward. Alright, so I have entered basic detail about my short film here, that this is a story, a bit sci-fi, but not too futuristic. It's in today's world, but maybe 30-25 years from now. And the idea is that people can transfer immunity to each other as health benefit and in terms of immunity credits. Sounds crazy, but just wanted to test it out as a short film. And the story shows a single mother helping her son to stay healthy for 20 years so that his immune system can start building his own immunity credits, because by himself, because of some birth issues or some health issues by the time the son born, his body was not able to create his own immunity credits. So the mother transfers the immunity credit to the son for 20 years, and that's the whole story. There is also a song in it, which I have already done on another AI platform, which I'm going to use in this short film. So this is the basic idea I'm giving right now. And I want to see what's the first reaction of AgentOne after reading this short description. So let's hit it. All right, so let's give the project a name. And I already have the name for the movie, Astitva, and here we go. Let's say Ankit. Maybe. All right, so the things got started. All right, so it's reading my story brief. All right, so here I didn't mention the duration of the short film, so it automatically picking up 10 to 15 minutes, which is way too long for my video. So I'm just going to enter the details here. All right, let's go ahead and do that. All right, so I have given the duration as 3 minutes. Look, we are going for live action realism. Language will be English and platform will be YouTube. So let's see how it goes. All right, so let me just paste my sequences here. The AgentOne thinks that 3 minutes is way too short to cover 20 minutes. Sorry, 20 years, but I already have the theme in mind that I'm going to transition the 20 years in a song. So let me just enter my sequences and maybe I'll be able to convince Invideo AgentOne. So let's see how this one goes. All right, looks like it's reading my input. Let's wait for the response. All right, so here is the output from the AgentOne. It says it's well structured, circular open. All right, so the AgentOne thinks that the sequence that I have provided are pretty good, but it's still not very convinced with the 3 minute duration, but I'll make it happen. All right, so now it's asking me to finalize if I have any visuals of the film or the mood that I want to go with. And what about the emotional song that I have mentioned in the sequence 3 and 4? So I have already created that in different AI platform that I'm going to use in editing, but not here. So I'm just going to enter my input here. Alright, so here is my input that I have not planned any look or mood. I want the agent one to do all the analysis and I want to see how it comes up with different things. Alright, so I have given my prompt here that I have not planned any look or mood. So we are going to use Nano Banana Pro for our character generation. I want to stress Nano Banana Pro here because it performs much better than Nano Banana 2 in terms of character generation, especially in terms of realistic characters. So I want to mention that here and see if Agent 1 remembers my choice or not. And for the song, I have mentioned that it's already created and I'm going to use that in the post edit of my short film. So let's see how it goes. All right, looks like it's reading my input and somehow it's taking time for audio already handled in pseudo AI. So I'm not sure why it's taking much time in analyzing this statement. So let's see. All right, so this is what agent did in last few minutes. It created one brief and two tasks created, updating context, dispatching task. So it did a bunch of things. So here is the screenplay added, an overview added. It's now started to create the characters. And here is the first character we got. It also created a sequence as well. So first is the character sheet for our mother. The name is Reva, and this is the younger version of the character. So once we confirm this, it's going to proceed for the next characters. All right, so here is the character we got. It's pretty good. I mean, it may work. I have no doubt about it. It looks decent, but I have already created characters for this film and I'm going to use my face as the son and I'm going to use my female version as the younger mother and then turn that to an older lady to show the aged version of the mother. So let me just enter the image here and see if agent picks up as the character reference for Reva. So let me do that. So I'm adding my character reference sheet for young Reva. So I have entered the image and this is what I think my character should look like for the younger mother. So let's see how it interprets that. All right, so it's now taking the next step for the character Bible. All right, so agent is already working on locking the character sheet and this is the new character that we have got. But yeah, I mean, the character looks pretty much the same that I have entered. And just in case if you want to see what prompt it used, so here is the long prompt the agent is using to generate this character sheet. And it's pretty good. I mean, we can use this character for sure. I mean, first, I'm not very much convinced with this arm stuff. It looks very robotic, but I think we can improve that once we go ahead with the scenes. All right, so as I mentioned that I am happy with the character, but I'm not a big fan of this huge arm implant that it made here. I want it very subtle, so I did some back and forth with Google Nano Banana Pro and I came up with an image. So I'm just asking agent to keep the character as it is, but make sure we make the arm implant as bit subtle. I want to make it something like this, something that is implanted inside the body and it shows a holographic image when it pops up. So let's see if that works for the agent. So it's analyzing my input again and it's updating the arm details. So I guess it will also generate again a new character sheet. So let's wait for the output. All right, so looks like it's using my input as the reference and it somehow, I guess, reduce the arm scar or the arm mark, but okay, I mean, that will also work. I just wanted to make that very subtle, but we can go with that as well. All right, so let's go ahead and ask agent to create aged Reva. So we are going to log this as a younger version and we are going to create the aged version. All right, so looks like we have an aged version of our mother character and here it shows all the detail. And let's take a look. I think it actually used the base character perfect, but it made it way too thin and sick. So I was not planning to go that sick for the character. So once again, I have already generated the character using Nano Banana Pro, and I'm sure I can just go ahead and iterate few things and update this character. But I already have my aged version, so I'm just going to upload that. So I have uploaded my image and asked the agent to use this character sheet for age Reva, and this is how it looks. I think it's much settled, not too old, but a 20-year of transition. This could be a much better look for the character. This one looks way too old, I mean, and way too sick as well. So that's perfectly fine. I mean, it did the job well, but it looks really very old. So I'm just going to stick with my character sheet and let's see how that goes for scene generations. All right, so it's working on the task for creating age River character look. It's working on it using the attached character sheet, and as mentioned before, it's going to use Nano Banana Pro. So let's see how it goes. So it's just adding some details that a bindi and cold earring are nice character details too. It carrying through ears and connect visually across young and age version. So it's working in the back end and let's see what's the final output. I think it's almost done here. All right, here it is. Looks perfect. Now this one looks perfect. I'm not sure how we are going to use these glowing hands, but let's see, we can update that later on. All right, so the aged version of Mother is done. Let's now move on to Veer. And again, I'm going to use my face as this character, so I'm just going to enter that in advance. Alright, so I'm just mentioning that the age river looks good. Let's make the Veer the adult version first and then we can convert that into the younger version. So let's hit it. Alright, so here we have our character as Veer and this is the image we got. It looks pretty good. I mean, we can go with that. So we can go with that. It will work perfectly fine. I mean, I would prefer the red light or the red theme in the suit instead of blue, which I can update later on. But for now, let's move on to the next step. All right, so as said, it works. The character looks fine. Let's make the younger version of the character to show as a kid or the toddler. So let's see what we get here. Now, if you notice, there is a very intelligent thing that agent is doing here. If you read this update, it's saying that adult Veer is logged, generating the child version now. It also mentioned the same thing while creating the adult version of the male character, the Veer. And it's now designing the 7 to 8 year old version. But look at the detail here. It's mentioning that with Riva's eyes shape and running through. So it's going to blend the character as the son and it's going to take the same reference from the mother as well so that it will definitely look like child of that lady or that character. So it's an intelligent thing that it's capturing the facial details of the female character and using that as well to create the younger boy or the younger version of it. So let's see what the characters we get. All right, so here we have our boy character and it looks pretty good. I mean, sure, I mean, we can definitely use this character as the kid version of the boy, so let's go with that. All right, so let's make another character that is holographic doctor. I have not mentioned that the doctor will be a male or a female, so I'm very interested to see what character it generates. All right, so as expected, the doctor is male character somehow. I'm not sure why it picked up male, so whatever the system behind it. But yeah, I mean, it perfectly caught the theme of a holographic image of doctor and something around it. But I would definitely prefer to have a female version of this holographic doctor. I'm just going to upload my version of it. So I'm just going to play around few things in Nano Banana Pro, and I'm going to add a reference image here. So let me just do that. All right, so now we have our doctor turned to female, and we also got a very nice add-on that it picked up all the details about the health status and all, and it perfectly picked up that it's been placed on the bedside. So this is pretty cool. I mean, this add-on is really nice that it captured that thing from the input of initial sequence that the device is placed on the bedside. So that's a nice add-on. All right, so the next phase is to get the location. So we have Riva's bedroom, dim light, room where transfer happens, hospital room where Veer is born, family home interior, living room, kitchen, something around that. Yeah, we definitely need that couch scene and the racing venue. So let's go ahead and generate all of them. And the nice add-on here is that while mentioning Riva's bedroom as the location we need to generate, it's also mentioning that I have mentioned it in sequence 1 and the final sequence 5 because it's a kind of a loop video. It shows flashback of the present and the past. So it uses the same scene in the first as well as in the end. So it's a pretty good understanding of sequence or the screenplay this agent got. So I'm just asking it to generate all the location and see if that works for us. If there's any changes need to be done, we will do once we see all the things. So let's go ahead and hit that. I wanted to test that if the agent could take multiple requests at same time. So I asked it to generate all the locations and we will do the adjustments later on. And it did pretty well. It generated all the rooms and all the interiors pretty well. So here is the bedroom scene, which looks pretty good. I mean, there is a small touch of photo. We have somehow we have Alexa placed here, which we definitely need to replace. And the third image looks pretty off because now the lamp and all the things are on the right side. So we don't definitely need the third image, but yeah, rest of the three image may work. We might need a little bit of adjustment. So the hospital scene also looks pretty good, decent, a little bit futuristic, just the way we wanted that. It's not way too futuristic, but something around 30, I mean 25 to 30 years from now. So it looks pretty good for that respect. All right, so let's move on to the next phase. It says if we need any changes or should I move on to the style frames. All right, so I gave the command for let's move to the style frame. So I was not very sure what exactly this style frame is, but it generated this style frame for me. So if I click on this, this is the style board it created. So I think it's just to show you an idea how your characters and your locations will look like. So it's pretty good. I mean, we can definitely go ahead and continue with this. I'm again not sure with these glowing hands and I'm not sure where the bike tires are, but I think I'm not sure if this is going to be the futuristic bike, but I will modify it later on. But yeah, I mean, for the mood board, it looks perfectly fine. All the locations and characters look perfect in the scene. So we can go ahead with that. So in order to save time and not making this video a 3-hour masterclass, I just fast forward things, and now I'm going to walk you through what exactly I did and what was the output of it. So once the mood board is ready, we move on to the next phase. So here it says the mood board is ready. So now we want to proceed to screenplay, dialogue, hero shots or something. But somehow I was not able to see this image here. It's still showing 95%, but the image is actually generated. So I mentioned that, is it still generating? So it says, nope, it's already done. So yeah, it was already done and somehow it was not showing here. So after that, I just asked the agent, so can we continue with the sequences of, the shots for sequence one, or is there anything that agent want to suggest before doing that? So it took the input and it says good instinct, but actually suggests to write short list of 6 sequence. So it's asking me to first go ahead and divide the sequences into, all the 6 sequences into different shots. So it's also asking a very intelligent question, that is the dialogues going to be the part of the video, or I'm going to do it in the post-production. So obviously I will be using Kling 3.0 for almost all the scenes, and I want the dialogues to be native in the video generation. So I just mentioned that dialogue will be the part of the prompt, and we will be able to use this from the video while we will be using our images to generate the video. So there will be no post dubbing or any post dialogue thing. So it says got it, and here is the sequence, or here is the short list for first sequence, where it will be starting from the top down shot of the aged character that we have, and then we have the close up, we have the medium shot, and all the different shots and dialogues. So it gave a pretty good breakdown of all shots that we should take for each sequence, which is pretty dope. I am very impressed with that step. To be very honest, I used to do all this thing in ChatGPT. I have a separate project where I create sequences, break down them into shots. I have a separate project in ChatGPT where I create the storyboard. Then I have a separate project for clean prompting. So these are all different places, even itself even inside ChatGPT, which is still a, a bit chaos. But now everything is in one place. I am getting the same things here as well. So it looks pretty good. It summarized everything pretty well. So here it's asking me to go ahead and generate the plan or the director's vision or something which I am not aware of. So I said that cut everything out and let's start with sequence one. I want to generate the storyboard first, and let's pick each frame and move ahead sequence by sequence. So I just asked actually the question, what do you think about it? So it says that it'll be a good call. So let's go ahead and do that. These are the shots in the sequence. So I said, let's make the storyboard for sequence one. And once it started generating, this is the first output we got for the storyboard. It took the wide shot from top. We have the hologram doctor. We have the side view. Somehow the character is not on bed right now, but we will fix that later on. And again, the arm thing here, which we do not need in the sequence one, but okay, it captured the detail pretty well. And this was the first draft of the storyboard. And after that, I asked it to generate few corrections. So I just mentioned that panel one will have this thing, panel two will have the holographic doctor, and it should be on the right hand side, not on the left hand side. I'm sorry, it should be on the left hand side, not on the right hand side of the bed. Because right now here in the storyboard, it shows that the holographic doctor is on the left hand side of the bag, but somehow it showing it's on the right hand side as well, which is a bit confusing. We need to fix that once we go ahead. So here is the final sequence. After my adjustments, it generated another storyboard, which looks much better. So again, I'm going to use the first, second, third, and I'm going to fix the fourth one, and the rest of the shots I'm not going to use for sequence 1. So it done a pretty good job, and I'm pretty surprised that it's doing all the things that I used to do in ChatGPT. So it's pretty good. Once again, I mentioned that I don't want this glowing head, in glowing hand in the appearance. I just want to make the characters look humanly and not too much of sci-fi. So it corrected it very well. And also the location of the holographic doctor device, it should be on the left hand side of the bed. So it corrected that as well. So here I just mentioned sequence 1 looks good, but before we move ahead to sequence 2, I want to generate final images of sequence 1, turn each of them into video, and I'll be done with sequence 1 fully. So I just mentioned that I want to complete the sequence 1 first with all the images, all the videos, and then move on to sequence 2. I don't want to generate all the things in parallel right now, just to see everything, how the Invideo AgentOne works. So it's a great approach. Let's move on with that. And it says we are going to do step by step. And here comes the important part. Earlier, what I used to do is take the screenshot of my storyboard, capture each panel, then enter a prompt to upscale the image, and then I get the final image. Now, I just have to type in a single line. Let's upscale panel 1 with these adjustments. So I just mentioned that I want to make sure that the character is wearing t-shirt, not this some Indian dress, and there should be no bed sheet over the character. It should be below the character only. So with these adjustment, I just mentioned that I want to upscale panel 1. No extra screenshot, nothing. And it did the pretty good job. It upscaled the image. Again, it missed the t-shirt part, which I corrected later on. And here I mentioned the same thing, correct both, it should be t-shirt, and the lamp on both sides should be on, and she should be wearing t-shirt, not the Indian kurta. Simple edit. So this was the final version, which looks pretty good. And then I mentioned that the holographic doctor device is right now on the right hand side. It should be on the left. So it generated the image, and here again, I mentioned the same thing. I just asked to upscale the second panel, and it did pretty good with that as well. And after generating the second image, or the second panel image, I mentioned that it's very clear that the holographic image or the holographic device is on the left hand side of the bed. This is the interesting part. Again, I asked Invideo AgentOne to analyze both of these images and correct the location of this holographic device to the right hand side. And to my surprise, it fixed that. Here is the final image. Here's the device. It's no longer looks like an Amazon Echo. It looks perfectly fine. And we have the character in the t-shirt lying on the bed. And it looks pretty good. I mean, in the same way, we just upscaled all the images in the storyboard. And I was surprised that I just have to type in to upscale panel 2, panel 3, panel 4, something, and simple statements. So no more screenshots, no more entering the prompts to upscale each and every image. That is gone. It's a huge time saver for sure. So here you can mention the generation numbers, and the agent will understand that which image you are talking about. So here I mentioned that I want it to look like 13.6. She's going to turn her face, and that's it. She's not going to turn completely towards the device. And the agent understands this perfectly fine. So here are the images, and we generated few final shots, and we wanted a shot where the holographic doctor will be showing the vitals as very critical, BP and all gone to zero, because that is the point where the character actually dies. So we want this updated to be on the holographic doctor screen. Otherwise, it was showing the details perfectly fine, that this is your oxygen level and all the health details. But now she is in the critical stage, so we need to update this holographic screen as well. And again, everything was just chatting with the agent, no prompting, nothing. All right, so again, I mentioned that we don't need panel 6, and after that, we can reuse the images that we have already generated. So it gave me the final list of images or the stills that we have generated with the numbers, which we can point out in the conversation, which is, again, I really like this part. You can actually mention which image you are talking about instead of again and again attaching that into the conversation. So this is a good add-on or the good point to add here. So with going one by one, we upscaled image, and now one by one, we are going to generate image, generate videos using Kling 3.0. So here was the first shot that I wanted to generate using Kling. And I just gave a very brief idea that this is how it's going to work. And I just mentioned, go ahead and generate the video. But it actually didn't generate the video right now. Once I mentioned go ahead, it actually generated all the stuff, the prompts that it's going to use. And then it asked me to confirm that if I want to use this prompt or not. And I asked the question that why there is no audio in the video. So it gave a very intelligent answer here that there was no dialogue and you can actually use sound effects in the post production. So it saved credits by turning off the audio, which is a smart thing. Otherwise, it could have easily generate a video with a native voice or native audio in the Kling 3.0. But that's the intelligent part that the agent understands that there is no dialogue and there is no need of any sound in the video. So it turned the audio off, which is good. So just move on to the shot number 2. It asked me to, this is what we are going to use as the prompt. So are we okay with this? So I just said okay. And then it generated the shot. And same way, we generated all the shots and all the videos got converted. All the images got converted to video. Now, here is an important thing I want to mention. When I was working with other platforms, I used to open different tabs. Like if I have to generate storyboard, because I know that I have these sequences in my story, so I just open different tabs and enter my prompt to generate storyboards for my sequences. But I was thinking, can Invideo AgentOne do the same thing to do things in parallel? Previously, we saw that it can generate multiple images with one command, but I want to keep things separate. For example, right now everything is happening here, which might get chaotic for a larger project. So here, what you can do is you can create a new agent here. Right now, Clio is the default one, which I was not aware. I should have given it a better name. So this was the main agent working. Then I created a separate agent for storyboard only. And then I also created an agent to keep an eye on my credits. So I was just keep checking how my credits are getting utilized. So I created an agent called accountant. So I'll talk about that later on. But yeah, just to create a new agent, you have to click here plus sign this new agent button and just give it a name, and you have a new agent ready to work on the same story. It gets all the context about what you're working on, and you can simply chat for different tasks here. So here I just ask it to work on the storyboard for my sequences, nothing else. So that's the parallel thing working. And you can easily use these multiple agents. So one agent can handle storyboard, another agent can maybe handle upscaling of each panel, or maybe converting images to video. So you can work in parallel. So no issues in that. It worked very smoothly. So you are not stuck with one agent here. You can work with multiple agents in the same project. So now it's just the repeating the process. Once the sequence one is, so my sequence one is ready, I just have to repeat the same process and convert all the storyboard panels into images, and then convert the images into videos using Clean 3.0. So let's talk about the goods first. There is absolutely no doubt that InVideo Agent 1 is Sure Shot, a very intelligent agent that you can 100% use to create any commercial, any short film that you have. You don't have to rely on ChatGPT, Claude, and all the different platforms which you are normally use to create your project. You can simply use Agent One and it will handle everything. Even I would like to mention this that while chatting with the agent, there were many times that I have misspelled the few things, like I misspelled storyboard, but it understood that what I'm trying to say here. So it's good. I mean, it's super intelligent in that part. And I've already mentioned that I have a habit of creating multiple tabs where I work parallel, and the agent can work that as well. You can create multiple agents and work in parallel, no issues in that. And one of the most important thing is maintaining the character and the cinematic theme of your short film or maybe your commercial that you're working on. It's very hard. I mean, you have to keep a track of what cinematic detail you need to enter while entering your prompt every time when you're working on the project. The agent is intelligent enough to understand that this is the cinematic detail we are following, so it keeps that consistent, of course, with the characters. So we can clearly say that Invideo Agent One is clearly usable for creating your short films and commercials and all. So you can totally use that, no issues in that. Another point is that the Invideo agent is intelligent enough to ask you good questions. It's not just taking your input to create the project, it's actually taking analysis and taking its time to ask you some good questions. Like it corrected me that we should go ahead and create the sequence of, create the short list first, then move on to the storyboarding. And as I mentioned before, it turned off the audio while generating this video of the first frame because it is intelligent enough to understand that this is not there is no requirement of audio in this video. So it saved credit on that part, which is again a good thing. So now let's talk about the things which I wish could be improved or added in Video Agent 1. The number one thing is a credit mentioning of how much credits you are using. I really wish there is a lot of space on the top that we could use to, add how many credits are being used and how much are left. And it automatically asks you, if you turn this option on, ask before generating a video. So it's going to ask you every time before generating a video. So I really wish that we could have an option to see how much credits are we going to spend while generating this particular video or generating this particular image. It will be a good track for making a film and keeping a track of your budget and how much credits you are spending. Another thing is that there are many times I faced this issue while generating the video. It just stopped generating the video and it says that there is no reference image. But when I just hit on try again, I had to do that few times and it worked fine. So I'm not sure if it is just one time issue or if there is any known issues for developers that they are working on. But yeah, just to mention that this happened with me. All right, so we are almost done with the project. I have to just download these videos and compile all the things with my song, which is going to do the transition of the 20 years. And I do have some sound effects which I'm going to use in the background. So that's it for my walkthrough for InVideo Agent 1, how I use it to create my short film. And if you're still with me, now you can go ahead and continue watch the next 3 minutes for the full short film. And do let me know in the comment section below what are your inputs and what are the things that you like, dislike about Agent 1 or the short film itself. I would love to hear your thoughts. And if you have any questions, please feel free to add that in the comment section below. I would love to chat with you. So I now need to take a leave to check out this room and I'll catch you in the next video.
Reva, Your immunity credits are low. You should stop now.
Riders, it's time to get ready.
This is my last chance. I can do it.
And here we go. Veer is already taking the lead.
Oh no, that's close call. It's not looking good.
And once again, Veer is still the champ.
All right. Transfer initialized.
Congratulations, Reva. It's a boy. But there is one problem. Baby's body is not making immunity credits.
Just tell me what to do. I'll give anything to save him.
If a family member donates immunity credits for 20 years, he can survive.
I am a single mother, but he will get whatever it takes to survive. I promise.
तेरी हंसी में ही मेरी खुशी है, तेरी राहों में ही मेरी जिंदगी है, आ तुझको मैं खुद से ही संवारूं, अपने आज से तेरा कल सजा दूं। तू अरमान है, तू जान है, तुझ पे तो मेरा सब कुर्बान है।
Happy 20th birthday, son. It's a big day for me. I mean, for you, son.
Mom, I'm running out of time. Let's do it in the evening.
Don't worry, son. I will make sure you never run out of time.
And once again, Veer is still the champ.
Heartbeat not detected. Sending alert to Veer.
Please, Mom. Please wake up. Don't do this to me.
She did it for you, Veer. She transferred all her amenity credits to you, so you could live without risk.
तू अरमान है, तू जान है, तुझ पे तो मेरा सब कुर्बान है। मेरी हर दुआ तुझसे शुरू, तुझ पे ही खत्म